Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So are you ready for today?
Yep.
Perfect. And let me, if you just before we kind of get started, let me ask you, how has playing been? How are things?
It feels better. I
Yeah,
just struggle with being on ledges right now, but the stuff we went over last week, I'm getting down
nice.
more.
So, talk to me about that, like the successful part, and then let's also talk about the ledge component. If
Just
you wanna boot up the game actually, and just kind of
okay.
like just share your screen so I can see when you're practicing. Um, then I'll be able to look at what you're doing, and you can kind of show me some of the stuff that's going on. Yep,
One
because
second.
we just need to get you into Uncle Punch, and that should be enough. We don't need
Yep.
to. Yeah, perfect, excellent. So yeah, I figured just in the training lab we can just have you move around on a level. It's totally fine. So training lab is the default. Oh yeah, Shine Spike training, totally fine too. Whatever you want to do, but I just wanted to ask you. So what's going well?
I'm getting more comfortable being like off stage. I've been doing this and then
Mm-hmm.
implementing a little bit in the game.
Yeah, show me
Um,
some. Show me kill Fox a bit.
okay.
Okay, so we have to get you to like aim your recovery a little better. That's okay. But like, yeah, you're getting some of the reps, which is really important. I like to let go of the edge with when I want to go really far. I like to let go of the edge
Mm.
with side.
Like when he's far out or
Yeah, like if he's far out, then you don't want to fast fall sometimes, so you can like,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I haven't been working on this, so that's a little weird.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely gonna feel weird. But how do you normally let go down?
Yeah, I just fast fall down and then
Oh, that's fine most of the time. Nothing wrong with that. And you've been hitting it in matches, and you've been killing people.
yes, a few
Nice.
times.
That's good.
And
It all
then
starts like, yep, we remember. I remember that.
mm,
Yeah, he's sweet spot under it. Okay, he can't do it on. Nice, nice. Okay, so on this one, you should be fine to back here. Okay, so on the when you're coming back, just aim the stick, and when you're coming up
yeah,
at the state at the ledge,
okay.
like try it. Like when you're edge guarding him, just like yeah, just make sure you aim to be at the ledge. So what? Oh, gotcha. So on the second explosion, like the entire time, once you do the up
Uh,
B, we're aiming at the ledge.
yeah, sometimes I can catch that, and then sometimes I just miss completely.
What I'm noticing is that you're letting go of the stick early. So I mean, like when I say aim at the ledge, I mean point the stick at where the ledge is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. So follow ups are getting better. Like see, you like got on the stage there. Um,
Yeah.
You can also go full to the side, but the idea is that like we want to make sure we land on the stage or get the edge. So going to the side that also
Mhm.
works. Like lots of ways to do it. But that's good. I'm glad to see you're using that for sure. What are your problems on the edge right now?
It's not more much the edge. It's just like being on like ledges and platforms and stuff.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's go into the training lab
Okay.
because we're gonna go to a very specific level. We're gonna go to let's go to battlefield actually. Battlefield's fine. Yeah. So let's go on the ledge. So, how can you recover? So when you're on the ledge,
Yeah.
what happens usually? Like,
It's mostly when I'm trying to come down and like do like aerial. I'm trying to go through the ledge, but then I always like just catch the ledge
oh,
pretty much.
you're talking about platforms.
Yeah, platform, sorry.
Okay, got it. That's different. Oh, do you want to learn how to shield drop?
I know how to shield drop sometimes.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, the whole idea is that with shield drop you can like pass through the platform quickly, and then like you can aerial on the way down.
Yeah.
You could also just fall through the platform. Like you could just like get onto it, and then while you're standing, just like fall. So you won't be able to do it out of your auto. To do it out of the auto cancel, like that thing that happens when you land, you have to
Mhm.
buffer. You have to walk for 1 frame, and then you can do it.
Okay. Mhm.
So what I'd recommend
Yeah.
is full hop needle onto the platform. Like go start below, and then we'll do a save state there. So right on the D-pad,
Mhm.
and then we'll just full hop needle, and then walk forward and fall through.
Okay.
So a little bit early. You were a little early. That's okay. A little early again. When you're doing it? How are you? What's your input look like? Can you turn input display on?
How do I do
General.
the
Yep. General.
general?
Yep. And then it should be right near the bottom. It's a little further down. There you go. So let me see what your
Ah,
input is. There you go.
so that's the timing right there.
It's a little. You can go faster.
Okay.
You can go faster on the walk, on the fall through after the walk. You can kind of like quarter circle it if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A little early. That was very good. That was also very good. That one you were a little bit early, like a little bit. Yeah, that I think was actually perfect.
Okay.
Like that I think
Yeah.
I don't think you could have actually done faster than that. So that's
Okay.
like with that method. So yeah, no, that looked great. So the other thing you could do is you can just run off the other side of the platform and fall in back air.
Do I fast fall or just normal fall?
Depends on the situation. Generally,
Okay.
you'll fast fall because you want to get down to the ground quickly and efficiently. But you'll fight like Samus or Peach or Luigi or something, and they'll be in the air. You need the hang time. It just depends. Like there's no one size fits all. That's one of the there's no one size fits all. But I would say you generally want to get to the ground quickly.
And then like another thing is like when I'm like full hop or like get knocked out, like knocked up,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm trying to like go through the platform and just aerial, but I always catch it. I just can't get that timing down really there. But,
Okay. Well, that one's hard. That one's actually just hard because you just have to be passing through the platform. So I would say use Sheik's head as a reference.
okay. It's
Like
like soon as the head touches the platform,
yeah,
input the aerial.
yeah. Like well, just try it. Let's try it. Just try doing it.
Mhm.
You can also wait for like Sheik to be like passing through. Like that also works. You can just hold down. Also, another thing you could do
Mhm.
you have to hold down for this, don't you? You do. So when you're
Mhm.
jumping, just hold down immediately. Or like when you know that you want to pass through the platform, just hold down immediately while you're falling or jumping. See what I mean? Because you can even short hop and like hold it while you're going up and continue to hold it, and you'll still pass through. As long as you're holding down, you should go through.
As long as I don't make like a C stick input.
Yeah. So like,
Okay.
you see what I mean? Like you can jump and you can full hop below it and hold down, and you'll just go right through. So yeah, that's how all you got to do.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to get the aerial out and it just catches me on the platform. It's my problem.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're not trying to like actually pass through. Right. So what you're doing
Yeah.
is you're sometimes missing the pass through. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, being on the platform with her is not the end of the world. Like her shield is really good and it's really
Mhm.
big. So like it's like light shielding on the platforms because again, characters can't really like grab you up there unless they come up and get you, unless they come up for you, or they happen to be Ganondorf or Captain
Gotcha.
Falcon. Um,
Yeah,
because
because I
yeah,
usually full shield and they shield poke me and then I get
yeah,
comboed. So yeah, light shield probably be
yeah,
better there.
it's
I didn't even
bigger.
think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the tricks with that is try to face towards the closest side of like the side that they're pushing you towards. So if they're like
Okay.
hitting you to the out like away from the stage, then you'd face to the left here.
So like this way.
Yeah, because what happens is if your characters hit off the platform with their back to the ledge, sorry,
Mhm.
with the back to the edge of the platform, they fall backwards and they go into like this inactionable state.
Mhm.
it doesn't really do anything like to Sheik and Fox and stuff. Like they just, I think, hit the ground and they're fine. But they still can't do anything on the way down. You have to fast fall it with other characters to avoid knockdown. But if you fall facing forward, then you're just actionable. You can do whatever. So you can like fall off forward and back air, things like that.
Gotcha.
In fact, would you like to try that?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that in direct. Let me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Platforms are a tricky part. Platforms are a tricky part of her because she's really powerful there, but you need to have like certain. Need to have certain techniques down. Like shield dropping is like a must.
Yeah.
She doesn't really function well. She doesn't really function well without it otherwise, which is kind of like a big deal. But you have like other backup plans that like that were used like back in the day that kind of work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not all is not lost. Yeah, just takes some getting used to.
Gotcha.
What's your code again?
INF 1337.
Okay, INF. Perfect. And do you have mine?
Yes.
Excellent. Cool. Okay, good. We're on a platform level. So here's what it looks like. Here, hit my shield. So you see how I slide forward facing off, and I can do attacks. So that's now you're using a move that hits twice. So that's actually one of the counters you can do to this kind of setup.
I don't really up tilt a lot because it's still hard for me, but I'm seeing the benefit there.
Yeah, it's really good. So like here, you try it now. So I'll hit you with like a nair or something. So as you're falling off, try to back it. There you go. Cool, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so like one way that you can, another thing that can help you is, do you ever waveland?
I do, but I'm like slow. Like you're like so fast with it, but.
Oh, do you want to know how I'm doing it?
Yeah.
So I use my double jump as like a reference point, to like guide the input. So I try not to full hop onto these. I just like immediately double jump because it just means like when I'm this close to the platform, like do double jump waveland.
Okay.
Yeah, try it. So a little bit angle, a little bit close. Okay. Try to do a slightly sharper angle to like learn it. So more more downwards.
Like a 45. Almost.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Yeah. It's just weird getting the fast double jump down.
But you can see the benefit, right? Like,
yeah,
it's
a lot faster for sure.
Well, it also makes the input like a little bit more easy to remember for yourself visually, because it's just like, okay, when I'm about this close to the platform, do the thing.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just like falling slow and then catching it.
Yeah, so you want to
jump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you want to go fast. You could also just go up with your short hop or full hop like this. I just find it harder, but you might find it easier. So lots of people do it that way.
Gotcha.
But like the advantage to this is that like if you're stuck on these platforms, you can like wave dash off. You can like double jump waveland over. Like this is a common way for Sheik to reposition. Like run off platform, double jump over top platform, and then waveland across. Because it's like, oh, we're getting pressured here. Okay, well, I don't want to be here anymore. So we don't.
Gotcha.
Then you can just fall through with, like, your powerful back airs. You can, like, double back air on the way down. That's totally fine. Yeah, you got a lot of ways to do it. Like, one of the neat things I like, and this is also a really important way of setting up needles. Okay, my controller did the thing, but yeah, you see what I mean? Like, we can kind of, like, access this, like, little pocket of space between the two platforms and zone from here. With our projectile. Very important movement to know. Or, not important, but, like, it's very, very helpful. That was perfect. Try just running off the top platform and doing it. Okay. Very good. Try to hit me. Like, hit me with it. So you have to shoot a little sooner. Okay. Remember, she's fast. You can...
Can you turn her? So I'm running off. How do you turn her around when you're just running off? That's why I've been like.
Tap the. Oh, so neutral B special turnaround. So when you're facing forward,
Yeah.
when you jump or airborne, just tap the other direction and then press B.
Okay, so just tap. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, try it. Yeah. So try it a little faster, a little bit
Mhm.
quicker. Remember, it's just a tap. That was good. You just didn't get the needle out. Good. Got the needle out just a little too late to hit me. Close. Try to have the tap done as your character's foot is like just leaving the platform, because you can do it really early. Close. Close. It's very close. Just let go of the stick a little bit sooner. You got the right idea. Then we just have to let go of the stick sooner. The timing on the B button is fine.
Yeah.
It's just the tap has to be a little
Yeah.
sooner.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
That's cool though, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's like a really important part of her. Like you can also like charge them but this way too, and then store them, and then turn around for back airs. So, like you can turn, store, boom. In general, if you're on these platforms, running off them like away from someone and back airing, or falling through and back airing is usually a pretty good starting point. And then you also have shielding in case they're aggressive and try to like stop you from doing that. Like that's usually a pretty good place to start. If you full shield, that's okay, but you want to be able to you want to either wave dash out of shield or shield drop, and that might be a little bit difficult for fights. But if you want to try it, we can.
I'll probably just run off for now.
Yeah. So with that, we've covered a bit on platforms. One of the cool things too is that when you fall through, it can be good to shoot needles or nair on the way down or back air on the way down. Like they're not the best moves because Sheik is not great coming from above. But if you drift to the side or something like this, like come off like that, you know, you move a little bit away from them, create a little bit of space. You can like get your back air into a decent position. It's also why we run off the side of it and do it. See what I mean? Like, we're just kind of like creating a spot. We're creating a wall, basically, that's protecting us. And then once you land on this side platform, after you L cancel, you can just fall through with another back air. Like, double aerial is very common with this character. So, like, how it looks is, yeah, like, try running off back airing into, like, a fall through back air. Yeah, so just, like, remember, you don't have to fast... When you're moving around platforms, you don't always have to fast fall. So take it slow if you don't... If you're not sure, take it slow.
Gotcha.
You can always add the speed later. Yeah, it looks great. So let's try to get the L cancel a little... Perfect. Okay.
Okay, so I need the L cancel to fall through, pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because missing the L cancel... Remember, you want to be...
Yeah.
It's about when you're about as... At my head height.
Yeah.
Is when you do the L cancel. Little bit later. Maybe around my shoulder. That looked good.
Yeah, that's weird.
You can always fast fall at the end if it's easier on your hand based on how you do your other stuff. Like that was perfect. That one was clean. That one's off a bit. That one was good. I think that one was yep, there we go. So you see, like, what we're doing is we're using the fast fall to kind of like fix our timing, to like as a way to adjust our like to our L cancel demand.
Yeah.
That's actually a very common way to use your fast fall in like from higher altitudes. Like, because the idea being that like once we get to like a certain height, like once we get to like around our short hop height or so from like whatever surface we're landing on, if we just fast fall there and do the L cancel there, it's just like L canceling a short hop. It's just like L canceling a short hop aerial, because as far as the L cancel is concerned, that's all there is to it. I think, do you want to, so, we've used a bit of time on this. I think that that's a lot to cover, but like, how are you feeling? Do you think you're ready to try to apply this in some matches?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will get out of here. We'll go into spectator mode, and yeah, we'll see what happens. You definitely look a lot stronger than I've seen you previously, though. Like, it's the...
Yeah, I feel a lot better, for sure.
No, it shows. It absolutely shows because like before I would have like it looked like you were having struggle like it looked like you were having trouble doing your moves. But now I don't
Mhm.
get the impression that you have trouble doing the moves so much. It's just like knowing what to do after and like under and like knowing the follow through.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much where I think I'm at too. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
because I know I can do like a different input right after, but I just kind of like hesitate, and then I don't get it pretty much. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
This is also part of why I remember when we were talking previously about like correct moves. This is part of why I've been trying to avoid thinking of things as like correct because it's
mhm.
like the follow through is so like the follow through is in this game is very variable, and I think that when people learn like the quote unquote correct move like immediately, they tend to just learn that one move very well. But the game is way more flexible than that, and there's a lot of permutations just innately to like different like positions, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Great. The other thing about like, and then what happens to those players I find in practice is that they get good. They get good for the metagame they're in, but then they like the metagame changes. Like if
Mhm.
they get good for the metagame they're in, and then the metagame changes, and it's like something different, and then they're not good anymore because they never learned anything else. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't want that to be your situation because I think that would be a real shame, especially if I know like if I already know that that's like a thing that can happen and I have the opportunity to future proof and I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Shoot the needles at him, because yeah, we want our party percent. in in general, against the heavy humans like Ganondorf, Samus, and Falcon, party percent is around like 40, 35, 40. That's when like forward tilt knocks over, back air knocks over, stuff like that. Like strong back air knocks over, stuff like that. Um,
Gotcha.
Against the Spaceys, it's about 30, and then
Okay.
against like the yeah, against like the like the royals like Peach, Marth, Sheik, Zelda, it's around like 35, around 34ish, 33, something like that. It's in between basically because you've got like lightweights and then you've got like heavyweights. Nice. You look so much better. It's like it's actually night and day. Shoot needles? Oh, I meant for edge guard, like when he's off stage.
Yeah. 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 I didn't. I don't. Yeah. Know his recovery too well, so I thought I would kill him, but he still got back.
That's okay. So what do you notice is going on? Like when he's recovering, where do you notice he goes?
Um.
Like what shape does he make with his recovery? When he up Bs? It's kind of like a hump, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a hump, we should be able to like track where the hump goes, right? We should probably like put an
Mhm.
attack there. It's better to be wrong. It's better to try things and be wrong than it is to like just not try things. So
Yeah.
I say let's try to like now that since we know it's a hump, let's try to like get to the end of the hump and put something there. This guy is probably like, no, Sheik, ninja lady, have mercy, and it's like, no, definitely not.
Uh,
You know, I think this will sound weird, but I think that Sheik's existence is a net good on Ness. And I'll
why is
tell you,
that?
it's because so she destroys our second hardest matchup. Even though she's our worst matchup, she destroys our second hardest matchup, which is Captain Falcon. So she encourages people to not play Captain Falcon, which is awesome. And then on top of that, she also encourages people to play our best matchup, which is Ice Climbers. So it's like she kind of does like it's a shame about her being such an uphill battle, but she kind of like does a lot of things that we like generally are quite happy with in terms of what
Yeah.
her impacts elsewhere are. But now I'm playing Falco for some reason, so now none of it matters. I got somehow I fell into the net play Falco train. By the way, great job on that back air on the up B. I did notice that.
Thank you.
That is a standard edge guard, and you found it all by yourself. So that was very, very impressive. Good work. Try running and crouching, like running into crouch, and then if he doesn't bite, just like don't attack. Like just run and crouch and just see what happens. Yeah, see, you're kind of able to bait him with it. Because you make yourself like you're a tall character and all of a sudden you're very small. Great recovery. I see that you aimed at the ledge exactly like I told you to. And you trusted yourself to just do it. That's really impressive. Good work. This guy is cooked.
Nice.
So, do you normally 3-stock people?
Sometimes when
Nice.
I'm playing decent,
How are you playing right now?
I feel good.
Good.
Oops.
That's okay.
No, gotta work on the Zelda tech now.
Dash attack. When Zelda's best moves are dash attack, forward air, back air, forward smash, and down smash. So basically, just like just pretend you're like just like point the C stick either down or forward, and then like jump or don't jump. It's fine.
Gotcha.
Funnily, there's an episode with Aiden coming out where we actually had him play Zelda.
Oh, really? Just working on the Zelda stuff?
Well, so it's funny thing. He's having trouble with ice climbers, and he's not sure what he wants to do about his like a counter pick with them. And I said that like yeah, that makes sense because you wouldn't really like know like because he normally goes Fox, but like the metagame his Fox is his old main, but the meta and it's worked for a while, but now it's like working less, and he's not sure if he wants to invest the time into like maintaining a Fox too because Sheik is already a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes sense. So he's thinking about Peach, and I was just like, what, like Zelda, like if you're on the fence, know who makes sense versus them, and I will die on this hill, Zelda, because what ice climbers are bad at, Zelda is at like the things that Zelda is good at are all the things that ice climbers are really bad against. Like they're a much better character. They probably win the matchup at like if it's refined and like figured out at top level.
Yeah.
But like she definitely has game against them, and she's very irritating. So like. And you know what? You're not learning another character. You get to invest all your stat points still into Sheik, technically, because, there are niches where where Zelda comes up for her, and you have to play her because she's the only way to make it back, and you'll have to fight the Marth or the Jigglypuff or Peach or whoever it is for a little bit with her. And yeah, like having a better Zelda, at least you still get to use her in those spots. Like always, she appreciates in value because she's still your main. But yeah. So he tried it, and he was like, this is really weird, but I can see why they have trouble with her sometimes.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, like, they're clumsy, but deadly, but you really don't want to be clumsy against someone with, like, who can short hop double knee. So, yeah. Because her kick does, like, 20 damage, and it's, like, lightning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I haven't really played her much. So.
Imagine if you put like Falcon's knee on on like Jigglypuff's back air, and you let Jigglypuff do it twice every time she jumps.
Yeah.
It's basic, like it's the only move she's got, but it's a very good move. Like, like the rest of her is garbage, but like man, that move, like it's so good. And, like, with ice climbers, they're so clumsy with their movement because they just wave dash everywhere, right? So,
yeah.
It's really hard for them to just, like, avoid it like a normal character because they can't dash dance properly. So it's just, yeah, they have problems against it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a cheese strat, but you know what? So is ice climbers. Ever thought about that? Nice. Nice. So how are you finding, like, following the hump? Like, I know you're not hitting it perfectly, but, like, as a concept, do you find it helpful, or?
Yeah, it's not it's not bad. I think I just need to play more of them.
Yeah. So if you do the running crouch and you move the stick into the forward notch and slide the stick into the forward notch as you're crouching, you can
Yeah,
forward tilt too. Like you can like advancing forward tilt, which is quite good. Let's keep playing him. Nice. I saw that crouch forward tilt. Very, very good. Try to grab in the crouch cancel wars. How it works is like when you're crouching and you get hit, your character will
mm,
go back into like the like if you're doing the down tilt wars there like with him, your character will go back into crouch if you're still holding down. So what you do is you shield grab. Yeah. I feel like the biggest thing at this point for you is just like speed and like follow through.
yeah.
Specifically on your aerials, your ground game actually looks pretty good. Like
Okay,
compared to like relatively speaking to the other parts of your game, your ground game actually looks quite strong. So I would put a little bit more attention on like how you maneuver around the platforms. Wave landing will help you with that. And I think that also just like just getting used to like doing wavelands into like fall through aerial, wavelands off the platform into aerial, like getting more comfortable fast falling and L canceling your aerials from different like starting points. I think really that is going to be big for you because that's going to be what opens up like a little bit more of the offensive option, so we can kind of like take the fight to the opponent a little bit more often.
gotcha. Yeah, I feel like I'm struggling with that for sure. I just like don't press anything when I could be getting something off, I think.
Yeah, and that makes sense because like what we kind of went over was like when we started, right? I asked you what you
Mm,
wanted to work on, I asked you what was important to you, and you said that you wanted to start with Sheik's ground game. So Sheik's ground game is really what makes her special. It's what makes her like the wall that she is. But it means that like because aerials are usually what people use for offense, because they're just so efficient at like for follow through. But they have like the startup of like a jump in front of them. So if your jump isn't good for offense, or or if it's just exploitable for some reason, it's harder to do that. Sheik is kind of in that boat. Her jump, I wouldn't say it's exploitable, but like her high short hop is kind of a blessing and a curse.
mm,
So I think it's good we started with ground because it's a lot more stable as a playstyle. But yeah, like we're now missing. We now need to start adding the other stuff and getting comfortable with those because that's really where we're missing out on.
gotcha.
If you wanted to try, I would say just like try to do short hop fairs more in this match. How you do the fair doesn't really matter. Just make sure that we're fast falling them because fair is definitely a move we want to fast fall. Nice. Actually, back air against this guy is really good as well. Like back air is a lot better against him. So since we're fighting him, if you find back air more comfortable to go for, that's fine. I like the choice of the poof there. That's actually an interesting idea for an edge guard. Because yeah, it still launches him at 0, doesn't it? Or forces knockdown. And he's probably can't tech because he like input for like option selecting tech elsewhere. You're good stuff grabbing the edge. You're much more consistent on that now. On that last one, you still missed the edge, but it was still better than going up the way you were before. Why do you think that is?
Like right here when I landed,
Yeah,
I'm not not too sure.
no worries. So remember, with Sheik's up B,
Hmm.
she always lags for about 30 frames when she hits the ground. So, and that's unless she finishes the up B in the air and she goes
Yeah,
like the whole movie duration, which takes like like a second and a half or something. It's something crazy. Yeah, she's still going to incur that 30 frames of landing lag, no matter what her travel time is. So it's better to just like, it's usually, unless you're trying to dodge something specific or like deal with something specifically, yeah, like landing immediately is just generally better because landing on the platform or the stage is just generally better with her at B because then you don't have the travel time as well working against you. Because the travel time like just gives you, just tacks on extra time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like 30 plus travel time, so we're just saying travel time equals 0. Nice. Running up to the edge in those spots and like crouching into down smash, that's a good way to hit him for those, by the way.
Okay.
Because we're basically running up, stopping, and then doing like a move that hits kind of low. Nice. Luigi. What do you think of Luigi?
I haven't really fought them much, so
Okay. Well, I'll let you do your thing.
okay.
He kind of does this a lot versus like every character. Oh, when you're about to touch the edge, let go of the stick when you're going down like that. Because otherwise you won't grab it for the same reason you won't grab like land on a platform if you're falling through it.
Okay, yeah, I've done that a lot of times, and I was wondering why she doesn't just grab the edge.
Yeah, so it's because the characters don't cling to surfaces that they can like land on or that they if you can avoid a surface, if you're holding down, then your character will avoid it.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's why it happens with platforms. It's how it happens with the ledge.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
So Luigi's a floaty character. Love that you edgeguarded him. Try to grab him more. Just when you're fighting, instead of going for dash attack as your like main punish, like when you're running around, go for grab a little bit more, and then just combo off of it.
Okay.
You can grab into forward tilt. You can grab into fair. You can grab into nair. You've got grab into a lot of things. Just like, I would say like stick to things that are quick, things that are efficient, because Luigi counter hits a lot. Like floaty characters with fast attacks, they tend to like attack out of stun a lot, just because you know they're heavy. They tend to stay closer to you. They're in the air for longer, so it's one of the ways they defend themselves. Nice. I saw how you worked around him. That would be a perfect time to grab. The grab leads to fair.
Gotcha. Also, right there.
Yeah, you have to run. Okay. Like you have to chase him.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like fair and he'll teleport back to you. But like yeah, exactly. This is like the down throw fair is like the biggest, I think, like one of the biggest boons she has over the other good characters.
Gotcha.
Like it's a consistent, reliable kill move that she can access from her throw. Like it's insane.
Especially against these floaty characters because they get thrown so high.
Yeah, like Fox can't actually up air him. None of the other top tiers actually have a guaranteed kill on this guy out of throw, other than I think Captain Falcon.
Gotcha.
So like that's something that she and him have in common. Like what's one of her strengths? In fact, that would actually be probably the next, like if you want to work on your punish game, that would probably be the biggest thing that you could like benefit from. Just like getting used to the down throw like follow-ups on the middleweight characters because you already know the fast faller stuff. Like you have the basics of that, so it's just refining that is just, you know, practice, rhythm, etc. But these guys are different. With them, you just kind of like throw them and hit them. So you can't combo. He's hard to combo, so this is why we grab him.
Gotcha.
Your grab hits about the same time as your dash attack. So down there, yep. There you go. So how did that feel?
Better. It's just sometimes I just don't know the timing when I can jump after the grab, so I just miss it completely.
Her throw is not weight independent. Like her throw is weight independent,
Hmm.
so it should be the same timing versus every character, for when she's actionable.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
I would say, if did you try to jump there?
yeah, I did.
So you just did it a little too soon. So you have to go
Gotcha.
a little bit later. Great back air. Nice. Down tilt is also really good against floaties for like setting up kills because it hits more upwards. Got this. Perfect. Is he gonna stick around? Or is he out of
Yeah, I'll
here?
play one more if he plays.
Yeah, we'll play him one more time.
No.
Okay, he's out of there. So, with that in mind,
Hmm.
I think that I like. Yeah, I'm curious. I know that this is a lot of information, but you seem to be handling it well. I just wanted to know if that's the case or if I'm just imagining that. Yeah, just checking, really.
Um, I think I'm tracking so far. Just need to implement it more.
Perfect. Ooh, Samus. Oh, this person looks pretty solid. Let's try to use our grab more for our like main open up because like exactly like she can't crouch cancel it. And Samus,
Gotcha.
heavy characters like Samus and Luigi love their crouch cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, if being heavy is one of their strengths, why wouldn't they use that, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, that might be something worth learning. So, you know how that fair got crouch cancel down smashed, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you know how to needle grab?
No, I was actually gonna ask you that when we were talking about the short hop needles.
Okay. So, would you like to learn how to do that?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So, in order to do that, you'll need to have some needles stored.
Okay.
Probably about like 2 or 3. So when we have a chance, you know, after we hit her away or something, you can shield grab that. Nice. So shoot. Oh, she stole the edge from you. That's okay.
Yep. All right.
It's okay. Basically, what you're doing is when you're falling with needles, they
Hmm.
auto cancel on landing. So you know how Falco does short hop lasers into grabs and stuff.
Yeah.
Same idea. You just like I'm on your way down, shoot a needle, grab them. That's it.
And
Like
it's fast fall.
it's not needed. You can't fast
Okay.
fall. You can't fast fall during needles the way that space animals can during their lasers. So usually it's just like it's a slower jump, which is why it's like a little riskier. But it is very powerful and very useful for beating crouch cancel. So
Okay.
it's one of Sheik's main ways of beating crouch cancel, and it's her best way from the air if you have a needle or if you have like two needles or more stored. Even
Okay.
if you only have one, it's still okay. It's just
And
like
then
yeah.
it's a short hop, right?
You can if you full hop and you're like on your way down, it's still fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
If you have a bunch of needles, like basically the way it works is that the more needles you have, the safer it is to do from other heights. So if you just
Okay.
so if you're like if she's in front of you like that, exactly. Like that would have been you want to be a little bit you want to be falling. You want to just wait till you're falling down from your jump. There you go.
Okay.
That has to feel pretty strong.
So just like that, pretty much.
Yeah. You seem to think it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, I just didn't know what I didn't look into it, so I didn't know exactly how to do it.
Well, yeah, it's like that. You just like, shoot diagonal needle. Oh, you did a Sammy stall. Fancy, fancy. They're gonna try to cheese you in the corner now, or like dash attack a lot. This is like Samus. This is like Samus bulldozer mode. This they all do it. They just in different amounts. Always don't get fancy with like trying to hit her backwards with back air. Just like hit her with your fair. Like hit her with kill move.
Okay.
Like, because if you try to hit her with weak back air, you're also missing out on the powerful hitbox your character has in front. And remember, floaty characters in general don't, like, you don't true combo them as much as you do other characters. So they can often get attacks out or actions out just barely in between your hits. So we need the good hitbox in order to defend ourselves, too. Because what if she attacks? That's why your up air, that's why your fair cleaved through her up air when she tried to come down. Because it had a better hitbox. So we need to be leveraging that advantage as much as we can.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Sheik wins this matchup because of her consistency with her hits and like how good her aerials are. But Samus is actually pretty competitive in a lot of attributes. Like their ground games are similarly powerful. They both have really good projectile zoning. Like they've got Samus has stuff. It's just that like in the spots where like where Sheik has stuff, Samus doesn't usually. Nice. Yep. Should be alive. Yep, you're good. We live forever. We will win this game.
Yeah. As long as I don't get hit again.
Yo, but this is like kind of a comeback though, right? Like this is happening?
It's possible, yeah. No.
Oh no. That looks fun though. Like that.
Wow.
Are the floaties making a bit more sense?
Yeah. I think I struggle still with just Puff. It's so hard.
Puff is kind of uniquely difficult, so that's super normal. What happens versus Puff? Like, I have a guess on what happens, but like, I want to hear it so I don't base everything off assumptions.
I feel like I can't approach her like in the air or on the ground. Like she's just good because like on the ground she just crouch cancels everything and I get punished, and then in the air she just obviously dominant.
Yeah. So, okay. And what does it look like when you're fighting her? Is it just you jumping into her aerials a lot?
Sometimes, but I played another local and it's the same Puff I played against last time, and I did a little bit better, but I was still he was just crouch canceling everything, and then yeah, just puff stuff.
Yeah. So okay. So the Puff matchup is. I'm trying to think of like what things we could do to like make that one less bad. Because like it's a very frustrating matchup, but it's also like
the hardest matchup.
It's like that in Ice Climbers. Like those two are just so miserable to play. I would say if you want that matchup to get better, you have like it's the platform, it's the air game that you need. Okay. So I would I would work really really hard on being able to do hit your aerial, like hitting your aerials. What I would do, so once you have more comfort with your short hop aerials, and your like run off platform, fast fall aerials, stuff like that, like basically doing aerials from different heights, starting points. So like from on platform, from your short hop, from your full hop, from like a waveland across the platform, from a shield drop, things like that. And you don't have to know all of them, but like just having you want more comfort with like attacking from in the air from different directions, and you want to be able to hit a crouching Puff with your aerials while you're you want to be able to aim your aerials at a crouching Puff and hit her. Because the way that because you're right, like you can't just like CC you can't just like go up and like forward tilt her because then she'll just CC rest you.
Yeah.
So what you wind up doing a lot is like you'll kind of do these awkward like jump motions where you like hit her low to the ground with like fair, and then you'll like be able to put up shield or like run away after things like that. Like you just kind of like hit and run a lot, but
Okay, so it's just like poking them and then trying to
yeah,
get another poke.
exactly. This is a matchup where like needles are quite useful. Or needles are a huge part of that one as well.
Mm,
Um, it's a tough one. Like I feel kind of weird like suggesting to work on that one because it's such a technically demanding matchup. Like the stuff I'm suggesting you learn is not easy, but
mm,
it's kind of like the stuff you have to do in order to be
gotcha.
able to like play against her crouch. So if she's a pain point, like that, those skills will be
So
useful in every
yeah.
other matchup. So like
So
if
pretty much what I'm struggling with right now. It's what I need for her.
yeah. Honestly, with that in mind, I say go for it because it's like the most direct solution to the problem. It is going to be
Mhm.
difficult, but if you have questions, if you need help, like I'm here.
Yeah.
But I think that is what would make the most sense.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and then aside from that, the only other thing I'd suggest is, in addition to like aerials, like let's also up your like down throw game. Because I think that like doing some combo training a little bit, or like just going into like the training lab and testing there, I think
Mm.
that getting used to doing down throw combos against, let's name some characters. So who do you want to be good at comboing? We should have like one really light floaty. So I'm thinking Samus or Luigi makes sense, but like Marth maybe. Marth is important. Is Marth important? I feel like Marth is important. Try to like use your down smash and your like down smash grab and up tilt more at these low percents. Like now that he's at 32, you can do whatever. Like you can F tilt him, you can dash attack, you can like hit him with whatever. But
Okay.
when before 30, let's try to like go for like hard like solid hits or things with multiple hits, like up tilt. To like play around his like ASDI down. No, don't be afraid. Go over. You want to go over. Follow him. There you go. Like after you hit him, like if you're in the middle of the stage, you're not really like you're just letting him come back. So it's like
Yeah.
we will follow him. Needles are also a multi-hit in this context. This guy's okay. Do you think anyone ever let you ever get somebody who you've played a lot before in unranked or something, and they're just like, man, he was like not this difficult like a week ago?
Some people, yeah.
That makes sense. So on that one, I like that you wave dashed. You went a little too far, but if
Yeah.
you were trying to wave dash into down smash, that was extremely well done.
Gotcha.
So a little bit too far. Remember, when you crouch with this character, she's really small. So if you get to the edge with like wave dash a little bit back, and then you crouch, then the Firefox will usually miss you, and you kind of use that as like as a buffer for your timing. So yeah. But like you'll get the hang of it. Like I'm not gonna like don't focus on it too much. Just like yeah,
Yeah.
you'll adjust. Fancy pants, I see. All the weak aerials. Just trying to like style on this guy. I don't blame you. I hate Fox.
Yeah, I'll just take the hits as I can.
Yeah. What I was saying is you could have killed him like 5 minutes ago, but like
Oh.
it's all good. Like seriously, once you get somebody to about like 70-ish, like 60 to 80 depending on the character, and you just like, air like pop up into like forward air and put them off stage. Like there aren't many characters that Sheik does not have good odds of killing there.
Gotcha.
Like she is so good at checkmating people. It's really cool. It's actually really cool getting to see someone like kind of like experience her for the first time. Nice. Try to follow up your aerials. Those aerials, like the ones that are like, try to follow them up with ground moves. Like aerial into like tilt is a classic combination. You can like aerial into down tilt. Aerial into down tilt's nasty. Curse you, Fox. That you think you're so good with your like health insurance and dental plan. Your Roth IRA and your like loving parents and just beautiful back air.
No.
Oh, beautiful spacing. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Opening. Oh my god, he's dead. Yo.
No. Almost missed the ledge.
All right, let's pause here so we can do our recap. It's okay if you want to fight him. If you want to fight him instead, that's totally fine.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay. So, I gotta say, yeah, I honestly one and done him. Like, never had a chance. That was so impressive. I'm so happy. Like, oh my god, that was so sick.
Thank you.
No, like, thank you. Like, you just, I like what I really like. The thing that impressed me most about that situation is that you messed up the first movement, but you didn't give up. Because a lot of times in this game, you have a lot more time than we think we do. Like, on some things you don't, but on some things we have more time than we think we do. And just because we, like, get the first, like, situation, like, slightly off, like, a big part of getting good is understanding that because of how, like, analog and, because of how variable the game's input system is, you know, it feels correct, but it's also like we mess up a lot. Like, I've never seen a player play a perfect game. So with that in mind, a huge skill is just being able to like see that you've messed a part of your input up by a little bit and then compensate. And you did that. Like, that's exactly what that second wave dash was. That's really good. You should be very proud of that.
Thank you.
No problem. So, takeaways. Let's talk about down throw. I'm thinking we're gonna say learn down throw. Down throw follow-ups. No follow-ups versus floatier characters. So of those, who are some characters you don't like or want to learn how to be better at comboing? Because you look okay versus the fast fallers. Like, the fast fallers you've definitely put more time into. Like, you hit the dash attack fair follow-ups.
Yeah, I think it's just because more people play them. I don't really get to play the floatier characters as much.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough. So with that in mind, what I would say here is let's just do a balanced mix of weights and fall speeds. So I'm thinking Marth is a good middle point. He's very similar to Mario, and unlike Mario, people play him. So we'll start with him. I'm thinking Luigi, because he's kind of like Samus, but like a little bit easier to work with, which I think is important, at least this early on. And let's put in... who else makes sense? Honestly, those two I think will give you plenty to work with. Like, because Luigi's very similar to like Samus and Zelda and like kind of like that combination of stuff. And Martha's very similar to like Peach and like Mario and like Ness and like that combination of like weights and fall speed. So I think that's actually pretty good. I guess we could throw in Link. Link is kind of like around where like the heavier characters start, but he's got like sort of similar rules. He's optional. I'm gonna put him as optional. Okay. But yeah, like Marth and Luigi I think are a good starting point, just so you can get a sense, because once you have those two data points, you can kind of see how the trajectory feels coming out of the throw and kind of like calibrate a little bit. One of the nice things is her down throw is very like set, like it's very static in what it does. because it's not weight dependent. So it kind of has like it's very similar across different characters, unlike say like Fox's up throw, which is weight dependent.
Hmm.
But there's still like slight shifts. Like Sheik basically has a follow up in some capacity on every character with her down throw, but like there's slight as you go from one extreme end of like where like Fox would be to like the other end where like Samus would be. Like the rules change as you go across the characters a bit. It's like a
Yeah.
it's like a gradation. So we're trying to like fill in the middle points, like some of the middle points, so you have a better balance of like how you understand it. And aside from that, I'd say learn waveland. No double jump. No, learn how to waveland. No, learn wavelands from below and above the platform. So above the platform would be like if you're falling onto it, which I think you already knew, but like now we're kind of using the ones where we start below. Those are the ones for speed. Like those are the ones we were doing earlier, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then aside from that is refine, short hop, aerial, short hop, falling aerial, and aerial off and aerial off platform. No, off platform. Platform. And for practice, I'm gonna say, let's say, when you're comfortable with the aerials, yeah, try to hit Jigglypuff. With doing the aerials in bracket, hit L cancel, hitting L cancel required 2, fast fall, optional but recommended, as needed. And then practice when comfortable doing the aerials described above. Practice hitting crouching Jigglypuff with some of them. I would say that, like, for the last point, I would say that back air is very, very difficult to hit on Crouching Puff, so I would stick to Nair and Fair to start.
Okay.
Yep. So, do you think this is enough for you to work on and get started, or do you think you need anything else from me?
Nope, that's good for this week.
Fantastic. I'll see you. Are we on next week, or are you taking a week off? I forget. I just.
Let's see.
I'm
I know I'm going on vacation, but I don't know what day I'm coming back. So let me check real quick.
sure. Let's tell the Save the Bees to they'll be with him shortly.
Yeah, Thursday works for me if it works for you.
Absolutely, it works for me. So with that, we are set. This was lovely as always, and yeah, I hope you have a great time on your vacation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk soon. And in the meantime, ciao.
Ciao.